Okay, now since we've been talking about Canada, I'll just ask you if you can tell us in Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto, any of the smaller cities or rural areas of Canada, what can people do that are concerned about this situation? Canada has historically been in love with Cuba, at least on the Canadian grassroots level, and today people want to be able to affect positive income or outcomes here. So,
There's many things. The first thing is being informed, finding out, looking at alternative news sources, not just the mainstream media. The second thing is coming here, and that's very important. It's interesting that Ola's son, I know that the Canadian Airlines, Air Transat, WestJet, Air Canada at the moment are not coming here, but Ola's son is a travel agency that is actually providing to Canadians the opportunities to come through Mexico, Panama, and Costa Rica, and
in Colombia.
in Colombia. And they are also providing to Canadians who come here not just hotels, if that's what they want, in Havana, but to about 6 or 7 different provinces and the transport to get to and from them in the country, so that you could actually come through Havana, through Olasan, and actually go all the way out to Santiago de Cuba. At any rate, coming here is very important. This is an extremely safe country. Coming here and staying in homestays, it's like going camping. You should expect blackouts. Bring power packs. Bring solar lamps. Plan to leave them behind when you leave. As visitors to Cuba, you are legally allowed to bring up to 5 kilograms of medications. In their original packaging, what is most needed are analgesics, antibiotics, vitamins, multivitamins for children and youth. You cannot bring any kind of medication that affects this is my kitty who wants,
It's okay.
Pushy, come. Yeah. That affects the nervous system. Those are not allowed to bring. There's a lot of things you can bring to help people. There are a lot of stores here where you can get foodstuffs in Havana. So it's not like coming to Havana, you need to bring a lot of foodstuffs. Though if you're coming and you're on medication, bring a couple of weeks extra supply for yourself. They're very hard. It's virtually impossible to get here because of the blockade, because the blockade has had such a huge impact on analgesics, on antibiotics, on medications such as acetaminophen, ibuprofen. Those are very much welcome. And if you can take them to local consultorios, the local family doctor clinic, or the local polyclinic, if you're staying in homes, your homestay people can help you arrange that. Transport while you're here, walking, electric vehicles, bicycles. If you like biking, bring a used bike that you can leave behind. Try to find someone in the medical profession or the teaching profession who needs transport and donate it to them.
You mentioned teaching. You should also try to bring extra school supplies if possible.
School supplies, the little notebooks, papers, pens, pencils, erasers, pencil sharpeners, little blunt-nosed scissors for school kids. And then becoming involved in solidarity groups. Every major city in Canada has a friendship and solidarity group with Cuba. that can not only help you learn about Cuba, but can also inform you about local activities such as demonstrations. Writing to your member of parliament is very important. For instance, Canadian Indigenous communities in Saskatchewan and Manitoba in 2020 tried to get Cuban doctors to the northern isolated communities that were underserviced. The Cuban doctors were very prepared to go. At the time, this was blocked by
Christia Freeland.
Exactly. But we have a lot of underserviced communities in the cities, in rural communities, in northern indigenous communities, trying to work to get, and Cuban international doctors are renowned worldwide for what they do, as is the Latin American International Medical School here in Cuba. What we had hoped is that Cuban doctors would go to these communities in northern Canada, and that the communities would send indigenous students to the Latin American School of Medicine to then become doctors and go back and serve their communities. There is so much that you can do as a Canadian, from writing letters to informing yourself to coming to participating in demonstrations, because it's not just for Cuba, it's for us as Canadians. And that's very important, to always see the link between, to the extent that we have good overseas policies, we also need good at-home policies. Why, for instance, in Halifax, has funding just been stopped to marginalized communities? There's a whole racialized component that is involved in that as well. We need to also challenge ourselves to make the links between the struggles here in Cuba and for Cuba and our struggles as Canadians in Canada for making a better life for all. And that's what Cuba wants to do. Cuba always talks about, we are committed to making a better world for all. That includes not just Cubans, it includes Canadians. We need to be thinking like that as well. How do we help make a better world for Cubans and a better world for Canadians?
Thank you very much for all these insights, and hopefully those of us who haven't had the chance to be here will be able to come here soon. The best thing, I believe, is you break the blockade with your feet. So thank you so much for this time, and yeah, I will leave it at that.